Quick way how you can get your LDAP hooked up to your vFoglight. In this case, this is the 6.6 version, which is the newest release. Came out in November 2011. How we can get the LDAP system set up so we can authenticate with user settings. So I'm going to go ahead here real quick and show you. I've gone ahead and logged into my vFoglight server. I'm going to go ahead over here to Users and Security Management. And then one of the hardest parts is really trying to get the strings correct in order to get your Active Directory up and running. So once we're in the user section, we go ahead and click on our directory services setting. And as you can see, I've already set up mine, my server with my Active Directory running in my lab. And I've got my IP addresses in this case here. I'm not using the DNS. I'm just putting in hard-coded IPs, which are on the 192. And down below, we actually have all of our information. Now, again, one of the trickiest parts is actually getting the strings correct. I'm going to go ahead and edit this so you can see. Once this pulls up here in the edit, you're going to see where we actually have to put in the distinguished name. We have the LDAP query path and so on from here. And this is actually pretty easy to get this information out of your system. But I'm going to use a program on our Active Directory in this case. Again, this could be done if you have the tools or any of that stuff. I'm going to go ahead and get into the Management Console. And then once I'm there, I pull up a real simple add-in. It's the ADSI. So once we actually have the ADSI up and running, we can go out and scan our network. Go ahead and connect to it. And browse down in here. I want to go look for one of the users. So from here, I will just go down. We can either take the user itself. I'll go ahead and expand this out. And what you're going to see here really is that I did create a user called vFoglight in the system. You can see that the CN, DC, and DC. What we're going to do right here is I'm just going to go ahead and edit this information just so I can copy and paste. And then down here below, we're just going to scroll down. Again, it makes it really easy to copy. Just go in here, go to View, and we could just copy right from here. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go back over to my string here. And then what you're going to see is essentially the distinguished name for this service is just like what we pasted. I enter the name for that account. And then down here below, we're going to see in the LDAP query, we just want to take our section up here, which is our two DCs. Make sure there's a comma at the very beginning of the LDAP query prefix. And then the scope to search, we have that right here again as our two DCs. This next section down here that we can see where it's got our OU and DC, unless your Active Directory administrator has set up other group namespaces, you could just leave this the way it is. And then where to search. Now, if you have specific groups that you want to localize in, you would add something right before this DC. And then you're pretty much ready to go. I'm going to hit cancel though. And you can see right here, we could go ahead. This is how we would test our string. I'm going to type in the vFoglight. And what it's going to do is it's going to go out into our LDAP and look it up, and it says that we returned a username. So real quick, that was a quick way to go at it. I'm going to go ahead real quick and sign out. And this is what it'll look like. Now, the very first time you use the Active Directory, you're probably going to get a screen that comes back says that a user has tried to access the system and they are not allowed. And let's try that right now. In this case, I've already added the administrator group into the account, but here you can see we are going from the Active Directory. We've logged in. I could take a look at the administration section now. And from here, I'll go ahead into the user section and go to manage users. And again, we can see that this was an Active Directory user. This is my name, and the administrator as well. So real quick, easy way to do it. Doesn't take that long as you can take a look at your Active Directory, scanning through. And those quick tips will get you going a lot faster than trying to guess what the strings are and the information. As you can see right here, these are my external users that we have. You can also do a group lookup too, once you get this set up to where you can add a vFoglight group or anything like that. You can see I'm browsing my Active Directory is pretty blank, but if you made a vFoglight user group or dashboard group, you can actually import those into the system. That's pretty much it. Thank you.